Welcome back, everyone. This is Akinar here with more Sekiro, where last time we once again took on the Guardian Ape. Holy shit. I have to say, from a pure gameplay standpoint, not my favorite moment. I've said it a few times, but I'm not generally a fan of repeat bosses. And they did put a twist on things, but they basically just turned it more into an ONS style fight, which is okay, but I don't know. I would have found it maybe more interesting if they had just added a completely different set of moves or something like that. But I will say, from a lore or storytelling standpoint, I did find it very interesting. You've got this concept of the Undying, and if you really want to drive that home, one of the ways you can do that is to have a repeat boss where you're not able to just settle for the plain old shinobi execution. You've got to go all the way, and you have to sever that immortality. But either way, we got the win, and we now have another enhancement to our attack power. So let's go ahead and confront the memory of the headless ape. I guess is the I think on screen it did say Guardian Ape, but I guess maybe that we can call it the headless ape as the actual boss name. But either way, let's raise our attack power and maybe get a little bit more reading here. At one time, the Guardian Ape shared its den with a mate. Oh. But he alone became infested while the other passed away. Okay. I should have maybe put two and two together that would have been his mate. That does make a lot more sense. I think we had kind of pieced together that set of bones, that skeleton that we found up above. And I guess he sort of summoned the spirit of his mate. That's interesting. Now, even the flowers offered in tribute to her passing have withered to dust. Huh. It's actually a very sad story, isn't it? This idea that there's a love story going on here, but also the fact that he is sort of being kept alive almost against his will. It is one of those things that, storytelling has kind of dealt with before. This idea that, a lot of people search after immortality or the desire to be immortal and live forever. But when you think about it, do you really want that? Are you really meant to live forever while, especially if you're the only one that's undying and the others that you love around you are passing away? It's quite a tragedy, as is often the case with our storytelling by Miyazaki and the FromSoft games. But anyway, I think we are now ready. I've gone ahead and I have leveled us up to the next skill point, and we have spent our sen. Let's head back because we have another, perhaps, repeat encounter to deal with. It looked like after we had beat the headless ape, we were left with what looks like the Shichimen Warrior that we faced in the abandoned dungeon. We're gonna head up here though, because what I want to do is I want to try out this new ninjutsu. We have this new, we'll take a look at it here again to remind ourselves, this bestowal ninjutsu. And the wolf discovered this technique upon beheading a foe with the mortal blade, forming a cursed sword from the spilled blood. I want to try this out. It seems like the only thing that it's doing is extending the reach of your blade. However, that could be very useful against this particular boss. I also want to see exactly how long it lasts. It does cost 7 spirit emblems. So I think I'm actually going to use this ceremonial Tonto, and we're going to sacrifice a healing gourd to get ourselves some extra spirit emblems here, because I also want to have spirit emblems for the rest of the fight. I think what we did before against the Shichimen Warrior was the Akko's Spirit Fall. That seemed to be the best use for our spirit emblems, so that's what we'll focus on doing. And let's try this out. We've got the monkey up here, hanging out by the corpse of the Guardian Ape's mate. But let's do the ninjutsu and then get into the battle. And I don't know if it will actually let us do a plunging death blow. No, we actually are over on this side. It's the Shichimen Warrior again. Okay, so this actually does extend our blade to some extent. Now I'm gonna have to run around here while I dodge the big balls of terror. The question is, does it extend it enough to where it's actually a pretty good... It doesn't last very long, though. Oh, that's a new move. That is a new move. That was the move, I think, that was at the beginning of the phase 2 in the first fight, but we only saw it at that very start, and we never saw it again, but now it is actually showing up. It's actually shown up twice already. So that is one variation at the moment that I'm seeing. Otherwise, so far the fight seems the same. We've got this move that we need to parry. We need to run away from the big balls of terror. But this fight is really just an annoying fight. There's no way around it. It's just very, very annoying because the balls of terror that are constantly getting in your way as you're trying to attack the enemy, it would be very nice for us to have additional reach like we did there for a little bit, but that did not last very long. Need to heal here. Okay, let's go ahead and find an opening to use our Spirit Fall. Got to deal with the counter. I'm guessing you also probably have like a lot of extra health, since we have powered up our attack power a fair bit since we last met you, and it doesn't seem like we're taking you down faster than before. Oh, fuck. Whoopsie. Yeah, it is just so annoying how these, the slowest moving orbs of terror in the world, they still manage to slowly make their way through the boss. But so far, the pattern is very much like it was before. I need to probably heal, but I actually kind of want to use one of my resurrections, since we do get a res back when we get a death blow on him, so it wouldn't be the worst thing for us to die at this point. All right, now I guess we'll heal, and we'll go ahead and use some spirit emblems here. We'll get ready for the move. Whatever move he's going to pull out here, which is the same move that he was doing before to start phase 2. It is kind of nice for us when he's backed up into a corner, because the orbs kind of hit the wall. It's also nice when we're close enough to him to miss that attack completely. Yeah, it's very, very much the same fight. Nothing too crazy here. That part is different, but we can just keep running. Running is good. It's just kind of a long fight. Just takes a while to get you down. We've never been able to do the anti-air death blow. I never figured out exactly if that's a thing. It would be nice if we could do that against any enemy. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. shit. Kind of need to be running, I guess, for this. Wow. So running is not a surefire way to deal with that. So, all right. Dang. Okay, running seemed to be okay before, and all of a sudden, I absolutely got wrecked by that. That is really annoying, because this fight just kind of takes forever, and it seemed like all of a sudden he started pulling out that move at the end, out of seemingly nowhere. He was hardly using that move at all during the entirety of the fight, and then spam, 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 spam. But also, why was I not able to get away from it? Oh well, can I actually kill you? What the hell? That is weird. Have we ever seen this before? Have we ever been able to, like, target an NPC, try to hit them, but then they have, like, some weird shield? Like an invisible shield protecting them? Okay, that's kind of strange. Now, I don't think I want to do the ninjutsu again, because while it was kind of cool to have the extra reach, it lasts so... It is so... Why do you have a yellow arrow? It is just so short. And, I just would rather save, have an extra flask on hand. So I guess let's go ahead and get back to it here and try again. Try again. Oh, wait. Oh, I was going to say, can I actually sneak up on you this time? Now, this is what he had started the fight before with. You just kind of have to run around until everything despawns. Yeah, I've never seen a death blow at any point doing any of that midair stuff. Well, I don't know why the game was prompting us to do that in the first go-round. Ooh, I'm surprised I thought I was in the middle of a swing. I didn't think I was going to get the deflection. That's not the one. Fuck. Wow. Okay, that one is just wrecking me. Absolutely wrecking me all of a sudden. It's like I have to be going full speed, I think. I think that's the key. Man, there are so many orbs here. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, there are so many of these things. And then I'm being stupid and drinking, panicking. Okay, that went much more poorly. That laser move. So far, it seems the only way that I know to actually dodge it is to be running at full speed. And maybe also have some distance. So we have to... Unless there's some other way that I could possibly... Could the alternative be to just get as close as possible, maybe? That could be a thing. Let's go ahead and actually take these off so I can just switch between the Spirit Fall. I keep going in the wrong direction there, panicking. So we'll take some things off the bar. I don't think any prosthetic tools, maybe the kunai could help me out, but that costs 2. I feel like I want to just be using the Spirit Fall to get myself across the finish line here, but let's keep going. Get a couple hits here after the aura goes away, and then get out of there when the aura comes back. It's an aura that only builds up terror. At least it doesn't build up... It doesn't have a damage over time component like the Guardian Ape's Roar. Really sucks when he stands right in the middle of like several orbs. Like right here, it's just so annoying to try to reach him. Let's drink. Like, I feel like I'm just gonna face tank some of this stuff. Because I don't have the patience to, like, meticulously go around and avoid every single orb that's passing through him. Like, it maybe is more value just to get as many hits as I can. Because otherwise I'm playing this weird game of trying to position myself perfectly. Why was that not... I don't know why that wasn't a block or a deflect. But yeah, it's like so hairy sometimes with as many orbs. Unless there's a way I can dispel these things that I haven't thought of. Oh my god, I hate this. I hate this. Oh, and then he's gonna do this. I think I just have to be far away. Were they actually hitting the cave wall there? That's actually... I didn't realize we could back him up into here. This might be better for us. Maybe getting him into this tunnel is not the worst. Because the orbs actually hit the walls a lot more frequently. Maybe. Maybe not. I still need to be careful about terror. I'm getting hit by that because I'm getting a little too... going a little greedy. Probably should reactivate Spirit Fall. We still managed to get through that base without dying, which I don't know if that's ideal. It might be better to try to get a death and save some flasks. If you're far away, it's really not the worst, right? The question is, are you going to be far away when he decides to do it? Or can you get the distance that you need? Man. Again, why does he start spamming this? And then I have to be able to get back close to you at some point. Maybe that is the key, actually, to get close. Never mind. All right, I racked up more terror there than I realized, or more damage. So maybe the key with that move is actually just get close, like it is with almost every other part of this fight. The key is actually getting as close as you can. I'm going to switch this over now to pellets. He knocked me back into that orb. No. I actually got the deflect off. I went for a hit and I thought I was going to get punished. What am I doing? This is such a fight of endurance. Getting trapped against some rocks there, or a little stalagmite or something. This is the one here. Can I just get behind him? That's the key. You get up in his face. No! Fuck. I need some, I need one more pellet here. Get him, please. Yo, why in the world? That thing happened again, where you have the death blow, you can see it, but then your character, like, slightly moves, and it goes away. It did that, I feel like, 2 or 3 times there. And it is one of the more frustrating parts of Sekiro. You've got the death blow and you're in position and you're pressing R1 and then it disappears. What the fuck? Okay, well, we're starting out this session. That fight is just so dang annoying. That was really that was almost purely a repeat boss. Yes, he does that one move. The beam of terror. He does that more often. And it was a little annoying to try to figure out. We did figure it out. But otherwise, it's just... I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of repeat bosses unless they are a... like, I really found the generals, that progression of generals at the start of the game, where they do add new moves to each general, or they have different weapons, like the 7 spears. It might just be Shichimen Warrior. The fact that it is such a long fight, and it's so annoying with all the tiny little orbs that are just barely moving, but they're just moving enough to make it annoying for you as you're trying to weave your way through the maze. We managed to get there, though. An old ring. We picked up a malcontent's ring. An old ring well-suited for slender fingers. We know about slender fingers. Is that related to this? Kingfisher is engraved on the underside. Oh, it's actually an upgrade material for the finger whistle. Wearing this ring as you blow the finger whistle will create a somber tune. Oh, shit. The weeping voice is full of solitude and beauty, possibly somber enough to temporarily quell a voice of rage. I'm also very close to dying here. I'm close to getting terror. I'm close to actually dying. I guess we had a res available. Oh yeah, we got a res back once we killed him. Let's go back to the... Let's actually just go... We don't have any sen at the moment, but let's go and check out this upgrade that we have now available. Let's go back to the dilapidated temple, because that makes me think of a couple different things. Well, maybe one thing in particular, which is the fact that Jinzaemon, we've seen Jinzaemon right outside of the cave there. What was that cave called again? It was named after the guardian ape, wasn't it? The guardian ape's burrow. I'll be very interested to see whether I do this on another playthrough or whether I see somebody else playing the game. But how you could change the order of how you play through the zones. Like, if you went through this Guardian Ape's burrow first, I have to think, if you did this before actually facing the Guardian Ape in Sunken Valley, then probably the Shichimen Warrior is there. That's got to be what happens, right? The Shichimen Warrior is there first. We just happen to do things in an order where the Guardian Ape showed up there a second time, the first time we came through. But we know, we saw last time that Jinzaemon is right outside of this burrow as we press forward. And Jinzaemon has talked about the shamisen. I'm wondering, that note on the Malcontent ring that talks about, it talks about music, right? Let me look at this again. Malcontent's ring. It's got to be under key items, or maybe it's an upgrade. It's an upgrade material. Yeah, it creates a somber tune, is what it says. I'm wondering if that somber tune sounds like a shamisen. We had another prosthetic upgrade that was able to spirit away Kotaro. Is that might be how we're supposed to progress these quest lines, or at least some of them? Let's take a look at this. Upgrade prosthetic tool. So it's not this one. It's not the Mountain Echo. It would be this thing. And it is called Malcontent. Can be used to drive beasts mad and to torment apparition-type enemies. Kingfisher is etched onto the ring. The Kingfisher's cry could be heard along the waterfront of Sunken Valley. Now, she cries no more. The Kingfisher. Who is this supposed to be? Is this supposed to be the person whose sword was stuck in the Guardian Ape? Could be heard along the waterfront of Sunken Valley. Now she cries no more. Unfortunately, we are not close to getting this. We don't have... We would have to dip into our savings of Sen, and we also need lumps of fat wax for this Phoenix's lilac umbrella. Did we read about this? The blessings of the Phoenix fill the umbrella, preventing damage from apparition-type enemies. So apparition-type enemies. That sounds like what we have started seeing. We've been seeing the apparitions. We saw them near Jinzaemon, the two Nightjar apparitions. And we also have the apparition back in Senpo, where all of the red and white pinwheels were. The apparition of the Ashina Elite. It makes me wonder if we are just behind in upgrading our stuff here, because this feels like it could be actually required for Jinzaemon's quest. But let's not jump to conclusions just yet. I do want to be working toward those upgrades, but we still need lumps of fat wax apparently, and there were a bunch of other upgrade materials there, fulminated mercury and other things that we need to pick up. So maybe we're not behind. Maybe it's just a matter of we need to spend some time. We need to spend some time in. This is still the same up here. For some reason, I thought I couldn't see Hanbei for a second. We just need to spend some time pressing forward, I think. So why don't we go ahead and do that? We did not get a prayer bead from that fight, which is fine. But let's travel back now to the Guardian Ape's Burrow and see. We actually can't. I did not commune with it again. That's a little bit annoying. I'm guessing there's nothing else to do there, but this is just a quirk with the warp system that we actually have to, it sort of resets its communed status. So we have to recommune. If I had remembered what that said exactly, I probably would have remembered to do that. This guy is still guarded by a shield, and he counts as like aggroed to us, sort of, which is weird. All right, I guess we are. I think we are now concluded with this, with the events here in the cave. Where? I'm trying to look and see. Oh, there it is. I wonder if we'd have been able to see anything if we had looked up here during the phase 1 of Guardian Ape. Would we have seen his mate waiting to jump into the fray? I guess the idol does have... There is a very subtle thing there. If an idol has not been communed with and sort of activated, it has like 3 of these blue... The blue flames floating around it coalesce into one. Anyway, small thing there, but let's go ahead and we're going to be dealing with some Nightjar apparitions. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get the jump on the one that is below. Let's switch this back to healing gourds. Put this as pellets. This ninjutsu is going to... We might need to play around with this more, but the initial... My initial impression is disappointment. Not super impressed by that, considering how short it lasts, and the fact that you have to spend 7. We do have 5 skill points. I'm thinking a couple different things here. Maybe we'll look at upgrading skills here momentarily. We also have this double divine abduction now. And I'm wondering, can we possibly use this against the Nightjar? The apparitions? Let's take a look at our skills. We had acquired the Ascending Carp last time. And we now have access to... We could upgrade Ichimonji to a double. We could go with Flowing Water, reduces amount of damage to posture when attacked by an enemy with a sword. Because I am kind of curious to see what the final ability would be in... There's actually 3 of these trees where we could just see what the final ability is if we just grab one ability from the previous tier. But as per usual, I will keep thinking all that over. Still have to unlock this, see what this is all about. But that's going to be for sometime later. Let us take another look at the situation out here near Jinzemon, now that we know that there are 2 apparition-style enemies to deal with. Yeah, let's get the double divine abduction ready. Also look around a little bit more here, in case there's anything we've missed. There is that mysterious tunnel where we saw the exit to that tunnel back at the previous sculptor's idol. I'm wondering if out here that we'll find a way to that. So here's Jinzemon, but there is an apparition right there, and then there's another one that is like directly below us. And this one aggroes to us like right away. So do we have no choice but to just get into the thick of things and try to maybe use the divine abduction? Or can we get a plunging death blow on the other one? Where is the other one? I can't even really see it. I might not have a choice. I kind of hate just jumping into the middle of 2 enemies. Feels a little wrong, but we can escape back to the sculptor's idol if we have to, so... That does work. Okay. For whatever reason, I just sort of missed it against the monkey before. That is actually very powerful. That is a very powerful ability. I kind of want the Nightjar slash against you. Or maybe Shadow Rush. Shadow Rush is also pretty dang good. Or we just keep deflecting. They do really open themselves up to the deflections there. The apparitions do not appear to drop anything. I didn't see how much experience we got. Okay. All right, I guess we get to talk to Jinzemon now. Is he looking a little You're looking a little not so good. That's not the right direction. I'm gonna get my monocular here. But you're looking like you're a little out of breath, or maybe terror-stricken. Either way, what's going on, buddy?
行ってしもうた。すぐそこにおったのに。
Maybe it's a little like when we first found him. Excuse me. When we first found him near the well, he was sort of stuck in thought, immersed in... It's not really daydreaming. Let's greet him, though, like we did before.
お主。ん？おお、忍び殿か。聞いてくだされ。それがしはついに見申した。女の僧者でござる。遠目にもわかる。美しく、だが儚い様子の。ああ、呼んでおるのはわしなのか、尋ねるのじゃった。つい聞き惚れておるうちに、すっと霧の奥へ去ってしもうたわ。
Okay, so the shamisen, it's not... I don't think it's actually connected then to our dried or slender finger, dried finger. I was probably thinking a little too deeply about that, but it looks like there is actually somebody, maybe an apparition, that actually is playing the shamisen.
そういえば、父上から霧深い隠し里のこと聞いたことがござった。忌まわしい里ゆえ、決して立ち入るでないと。だが、今はどうでもよい。さて、この先はなんとも濃い霧の森を、あの女僧者のもとへ行くにはどうしたものかな。
Oh, we have a chance to say lure to abandoned dungeon again. Why is this offering this to us? So he's talking about a it almost makes me think of Lost Woods in Zelda. The thick misty forest that you need to follow the music of the shamisen in order to get through. Just guessing. But why is it saying lure to abandoned dungeon? What would be back in the abandoned dungeon? The only thing I can think of is we'd be luring him back for Doju, right? I feel like I don't want to do this. I could be completely misinterpreting something that the game has tried to tell me about. And the fact that it says lure, that's also sus. I feel like I'm going to not mention this.
霧の奥であの調べが呼んでおる。
Yeah, and we've had a couple times that where we could do this now, and we didn't mention it before when he was near the bottomless hole, and now he's progressed down here. Like, it feels like his quest line is actually moving forward because we are not mentioning or luring back to the abandoned dungeon. Now, where is this this town that he says is shrouded in the fog that he's mentioning? Where is that going to be? I'm also really curious when or if we're going to find the passageway that goes to that other exit by the sculptor's idol, but we do have another sculptor's idol here. So let us grab that and then take a look around. We do have what appears to be a hidden forest. That is the name of the idol here. I will go ahead and rest. That was really nice that we were able to use the divine abduction and actually get the backstab, so it does work the way that it is described. Okay, so we've got some things here that we want to take a look at. Talk about a creepy area. What is this down here? Some butterflies or moths. Very, very luminescent moths, it seems. That seems kind of sus. There's another group of them here. There's a fire over here, and another group of moths in the distance. Some cool statues, and a whole bunch of these this weird type of fungi that grows on the trees. This place doesn't seem scary at all or creepy. Alrighty, so let us start, I guess, moving. Let's just see what's going on with these. They don't seem to have any effect standing in these. Maybe they're fireflies? But they may just be here as sort of signposts. Oftentimes, when you're in an area that, you know, is very kind of either dark or misty or otherwise nondescript, or has a lot of nondescript features, adding this sort of a thing to kind of light your way and give you direction in the area. Like I remember there was a spot in Bloodborne in the Forgotten Woods where there were these patches of red that just seemed kind of out of nowhere, but I think they were there just simply to give the player a bit of direction as to where they were. Let's go here. I see that there is a bird over there, and I do want to eventually make my way in that direction, but I want to go down here first. Staying crouched because I don't quite know. I'm trying to get a lay of the land. See what all enemies there might be besides roosters. We can go down here, huh? Ooh. There are some apparitions down here. I do see quite a few apparitions. They actually kind of seem like maybe the thieves. The character models feel like the thieves from Hirata Estate, but they're just apparitions. Okay, there's a lot of them as well. And it would be nice to have some of those upgrades for our prosthetic tools that allow us to deal with that kind of an enemy. But for now, we'll have to make do with what we've got. There's one right here. There was a bird hanging out right here. You don't have to be an apparition to blend in. Just be a bird hiding out in the right spot. Do I want Shadow Rush on the bar? We'll go with the Nightjar Slash, or maybe Whirlwind Slash. Whirlwind Slash actually might be. We have a lot of enemies that we're dealing with here, so maybe this is the way to go. Balloon of Soul. I can also just go ahead and use this thing. Take you out. Not even have to worry about you. I'm a little more worried about them like knocking me off. That's the greater threat in my mind. Having the birds knock me to the bottom into the middle of a bunch of apparition enemies. Is there an oh, there is an NPC here that I had not seen. Okay, let's talk to you. You are not looking so good. You kind of remind me a little bit of the person that we saw in the folding screen monkeys encounter. Dang, your eyes are fucked.
穴が開いているはずじゃ。
Okay, so there is a building with a hole in the second floor. And, the one who opposes the Buddha. Who might that be? Abandoned temple. An old building. The door is closed, but there's a hole in the second floor. Okay, got it. Noted. I don't want to head down just yet. Let's see if we can get this item up here. There's a grapple spot. Looked like there was a grapple spot. I should probably not walk on the fire. Some fire hurts you. Some fire hurts you, some does not. How do I get this grapple point? This is giving me a little bit of vibes. A little bit of vibes of the Great Hollow. Fortunately, when we're in the world of Sekiro, it's a little harder to fall to your death. Basically impossible. Take care of the roosters hanging around, though. I have lots and lots of coin purses now. There is an item down there that I missed. Let's go over here and get this. Get this rooster as well. Get the item up here. Pellet, okay. That's a cool statue. This one is very... feels very out of place in the misty, dingy woods. It feels like that's all there is to that. Let's go get this item here. Shards. And then we have a bunch of items down here. There's an item over there. Curious where the best spot would be to try to start attacking the enemies down there. But before we head to the bottom, let's head in this direction. Let's head over here first and just see, kind of scout. There are some birds here. Don't need to be super stealthy, I suppose, but it is always nice to get the stealth death blow when you can. Okay. So there are more apparitions this way. Okay, let's go ahead and then try to explore fully down here. See what we can find. And maybe starting... we could potentially use the whistle and see how that works. Since it is supposed to... My read on this is that it kind of is supposed to act like a pebble to allow us to separate enemies from each other. Some Yashiriku's sugar. We have not purchased this before. We have several, or at least one or two vendors that have offered this. It seems like a big penalty to take on. Cutting in half your vitality and posture, that better be one hell of an attack power boost. I'm not sure that I'm willing to use this sugar while I'm also using the Bell Demon. We'll see about that. But we at least have some in our inventory now. Now, I'd like to find one of the apparitions here if we can, although maybe they're further down even. Oh no, you gotta be kidding me. Oh no, Headless is back. Oh, man, we are getting all the repeats of enemies that I absolutely hate. I didn't really hate Guardian Ape, but I really didn't like Shichimen Warrior, and I really didn't like Headless, but we've got Headless again. Can you tell me that I can at least get a plunging death blow this time on Headless? Can that be a thing? Okay, how do I get to this branch, though? How do I actually get to be on that branch? Can I just jump to it? That feels risky. That feels very risky, because if I don't hit it and I jump straight into the fight, I'm dealing with the unknown there, but I might actually be in a spot where I don't have a grapple point to get out, and I might be forced to go trying to get up here. Oh boy, gosh, that was... Maybe it's not even gonna let us get a plunging death blow, because it's actually right under the tree, isn't it? Oh, you son of a bitch. Also, if it's like we had the first time, Headless is gonna be somebody we've got to use Divine Confetti on. Oh my god, this is terrible. Alright, let's, I guess, explore this other end. Oh, I'm not enjoying this. Not enjoying this so far. The realization of having to deal with another... Man, we've had so many headless enemies, haven't we? Okay, so where are the apparitions here? At least the apparitions like the nightjar that we faced, at least those enemies we can like interact with. Also, it's nice that the fog does at least dissipate a little. Oh, he's right here. So I could not see him until I got close to him. And I hear another enemy that's aggro to me, but I don't see him. I feel like I could clearly see them before when I was up above, but this one was completely invisible until I got directly next to him. That enemy is in the distance. I feel like there's another one that's close here that I just can't see. Yeah, this is weird. Fortunately, these guys do seem like they are the Hirata Estate type mob, and so they are not the strongest. Which is maybe a good way for us to get ourselves into the flow of dealing with this type of an enemy. Here we go with the classic Hirata Estate guy drinking on the ground. They are giving us spirit emblems, even though we're not getting other types of loot. So here's what I was going to try. I was going to try to see if we could do this finger. And then he does not aggro right away. So we could potentially still get, similar to with the shards, we could get a death blow on him, except he doesn't come all the way in this direction. So it doesn't quite aggro them the way that I was hoping it would. Let's try this one more time. It does use 3 spirit emblems as well. I had not noticed that it was that expensive. And wow, that really doesn't attract your attention for long. I'm also noticing, though, that these enemies, they don't have a very large aggro radius. So we can actually sneak up quite a bit on them. Because that guy who was staring directly in our direction, the guy who was staring directly at us didn't see us until we got right up and put the backstab on the other enemy. Just trying to see, I think I see where Headless is. The Headless enemy is in this direction. There you are. I have a feeling if I sneak up on this guy, that Headless is going to aggro to us. Do we have an escape route if we need to? Can we come back this way and get out? Is there a grapple point anywhere that gets us out of here? Go to this point. We can grapple from here. So that's our escape route if shit goes sour. I hear the footsteps. I hear the footsteps. Are these the same enemies coming back? Did they just respawn? I need to do the Makiri counter. It's a little hard when you can't see the Makiri counter until it's right in your face. You are right next to me. Where the hell are you? So I think they might be respawning. I can hear footsteps again. I think this is the mechanic here. We're not actually clearing these guys out fully. They're respawning after some time. Okay, I want to see, does Headless actually aggro to us if we go here? Answer is no. Okay. I'm not totally sure if the guys are respawning or not, but it feels like maybe that is what is happening. So am I going to be able to do this fight? If I get a stealth death blow, maybe. But can I do a stealth death blow if I don't have the divine confetti? I'm not even sure I could get a stealth death blow. I feel like you're going to see me the moment I sneak up here. Yeah, so you do aggro, and of course I forgot the movement slowing effect that happens. Headless. We can do this fight. This is not outside of our ability. It is definitely... This is a new thing, though, that we have to contend with. These enemies that they don't actually fully despawn, or that you're on like a time limit before they come back, which is not my favorite mechanic. Do we want to take on Headless right now? This would be... We're pretty close to the next skill point, but we can also just... We don't have to like commit ourselves to the fight if things are going too badly. So the question is... What do we use? Shadow Rush was pretty good last time, I felt. And it was okay. We weren't always getting the interrupts that we wanted. We could go back and get our refill on our flask, probably. That's probably the good thing to do. Let's go ahead and actually do that. Let's go back to the last communed idol, since we do have one out here in this area. The Spooky Woods with Apparitions. This is a new type of challenge that I'm not immediately loving. There is something that feels satisfying about kind of going through an area slowly and surely and clearing out all the enemies, but that gets completely derailed when the enemies start coming back and you're on a time limit. Definitely not something I am great at handling. What would be the best mortal draw? That's probably not... I mean, it gives us additional reach. It gives us additional reach. It might just be good to use as something that lets us get close. This fight is really going to be probably mainly about what we did before with the pacifying agents, using pacifying agents and using the divine confetti, which we do have 9 of. This feels like a much smaller area. This feels like a much smaller area to take on Headless. This is a much smaller area to have to deal with this enemy. I hate that these roosters are going off. I don't really feel like dealing with them. Are you just gonna sit there making noise? Is that all you're gonna do? So here was the spot, I think, where Headless was at. He actually did come after me. God damn it. Get out of here, dude. We can just keep slashing you in the air. That's kind of fun. Motherfucker. So right here, I think, is the spot. It's annoying that there are no grapple points right here, but I don't think we're meant to really get like a plunging death blow. We're just meant to sort of get into the fight. We'll give this a go, but I'm not loving how this is set up. Not loving exactly how this is set up. Maybe Ichimonji? This might be good. Let's give it a shot, though. Already building up the terror. The movements of Headless, I've got to get reacquainted with them because they are so kind of perky-jerky. Also, you can just come up behind me. Now would be a great time to use Shadow Rush. Or not. Oh no, I didn't block. I didn't actually do the deflect. Okay, let's see if we can re-engage here. Okay, we got our res back. We do need to quickly heal. And we're going to go ahead and redo the... We do a lot more damage than we did before. So that part is definitely showing. I don't know how I got hit there. Go ahead and go over here and use one of our pacifying agents. Fuck. Let's use another pacifying agent. What? No. I feel like I don't always pause when I think I'm going to. Maybe it's because I can't pause when I'm in the middle of like an action. That might be the problem there. God damn it. Divine Confetti. Where was it? I'm thinking about using some other items as well. I need to use some more pacifying agent. I'm also getting a little close to getting some other guys into the fight, I think. Maybe not. The camera gets so wonky sometimes. Okay, there we go. That fight was a lot less problematic than the rematch with the Shichimen Warrior, and it was definitely a lot less problematic than the original fight against Headless. I could definitely feel we obviously have some experience against this enemy, but we also have a lot more attack power, and Shadow Rush did work pretty well in that circumstance as well. I kept thinking that I was going to back up into aggroing some other enemies, but maybe it was just the guy sitting on the ground drinking beer. Okay, we're making progress. We are beating some tough enemies, even if they are enemies that we've beaten before, sort of. We have a new item, though. Gachin's Spirit Fall. Fallen Headless Spirit of Gachin. I totally don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but it suppresses sound and presence, making the user harder to detect. Consumes spirit emblems to use repeatedly. Headless are the ruined form of corrupted heroes who once fought for their country. I'm falling to pieces, said the man to himself, drifting deep into the forest. Oh, okay. Cool. All right, that is a fun pickup. So now we have two of these Spirit Fall items now, and I am wondering, is that how the game is going to go? Are we actually going to also be finding eventually a Headless Ungo and a Headless Gouken? And a headless Yashiriku. Oh god. Not looking forward to that particularly, although these are pretty nice items. Being able to get this effect. We do have a lot of sugars, and we should probably be using these before using spirit emblems. I don't know. We'll see how the situation presents itself. In general, we should probably be using this stuff a lot more than we are because they're just kind of stockpiling up. And I could have used one in that situation right there. We could have used some more attack power, but oh well, it is what it is. We got the job done. Lump of fat wax is nice. One of those. We definitely need some more wax for our upgrade materials. All right, it does feel like we have scoured down at we have scoured the bottom of this area now. So let's go ahead and head back up and head onward. All right, so I did quickly rest at the sculptor's idol, refresh my flasks. Let's go ahead and get headed back in this direction. Take out these roosters again, and we'll see what lies further in the woods. We are, I'm noticing, not really picking up any sen or items from these apparition enemies, and they seem to respawn. So I'm wondering if it's even worth our time to bother killing them. Or at least, you know, killing them in any sort of extensive fashion. Maybe just killing them as we come across them will be the way to go. Let me get up here to this item. They do seem to appear out of nowhere sometimes, so we do have to be on the lookout for that. Adamantite scrap, I think, is one of the items that we are not really flush in possessing. But we'll go ahead and head. I'm hearing all sorts of footsteps. These guys are definitely all over the place. Ooh, there's wolves here. Okay. Wow, there are so many enemies here. So this is, let's see if we can get back to some point of safety here. There were a lot more enemies than I was expecting. Jesus Christ. And who is, I'm not sure if it's the wolves that are jumping at us or if it's just somebody that's actually shooting us. I think we're back. Yeah, I guess there are arrows headed our way. Okay, I think we're back to the start now. Those wolves really came after us, though, didn't they? Okay. Yeah, the invisible enemies do make things a bit trickier, and now I do feel a little bit of pressure to try and... I could be mistaken, right? I might be making things up. Like, maybe the respawning enemies is not something that is actually happening. Maybe it's just that some of these enemies are visible and others are not visible. I guess we should maybe at least take out the visible ones. I also noticed there was a building. There was a building that we came across there momentarily as I was wildly panicked running for my life. See if I can make it around to this side and kill this guy. They don't have very... Like, the peripheral vision is already kind of questionable on so many enemies, but these guys really take it up to another level. Right, so now let's try approaching this again here. Hello there. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Bite down. Bite down is another item that I have not really tried to take advantage of yet. And as I was thinking about it, bite down could be one of these things that you're supposed to strategically use just to de-aggro enemies. That is not how you do a Makiri counter. All right, we'll just keep the flex spamming until we win. I'm gonna actually go ahead and use a pellet here. Try to get little more value from my gourds. So we got all of those. I don't remember what the last item that I picked up was, or maybe I didn't pick it up. This is a different item. Yellow gunpowder, okay. Got plenty of that. So now that I'm completely lost and turned around, let's see if we can reorient ourselves. I think this is the building. This was probably the building that was being talked about by that individual that we found back by the fire. So I think this is where we came from, right? We dropped down from there, maybe? No, this is somewhere else, isn't it? I'm not totally sure, but I see a part of the wall that we can do a... What do you call it? Clinging to the wall hug. They at least make that part stand out. So I guess we have not been up here since there is an item. And I guess we have to just slowly make our way here. Where does this lead? There's a whole nother part of the level here, maybe? Or is this just leading back to where we were? Snap seeds. It sure feels like this would be a part... This would be a place in the game where we could utilize snap seeds. I've tried a few different times. Crush phantoms and return to reality. I feel like I've tried this a couple different times against those tougher enemies. The Nightjar apparition. I did try those against the Nightjar, didn't I? I definitely tried a couple snap seeds against that enemy back at Senpo, and it did not seem to do anything. I don't know if I'm supposed to use it here. Yeah, this is just going back to where we've been. So I totally... Maybe I could have come up here, but I had not seen that there was a passageway over here, but there maybe is not a grappling point to get here. You just have to get here via the tree branches. Anyway, we don't need to go back there. So where was I coming from? Did I come from... Was this where I dropped into this spot? Part of me just wants to get over here. I don't know who I aggroed. Is this where I dropped in, though? Or is this somewhere... This is completely somewhere else, and I'm seeing a guy that looks like Juzo the Drunkard, surrounded by monkeys. What the hell? Oh my gosh. Okay, there is a lot to this area. There are monkeys everywhere. There's a monkey up there. I would love to utilize some ninjutsu if I'm going to take this on, but I might save that for later. We'll see if we can make a mental note of this. The fact that it is near this part of the wall that has the ledge hang. But now, okay, now we can see a lot more clearly this building, which does have some of those fireflies or luminescent moths. There also looks to be an item all the way across, so maybe we should make our way there. See if we can quickly head over here. These phantom archers are kind of annoying, but I think this might be back where we started. I think this might have been where we entered the level. I think so. I actually deflected that wolf somehow. I managed to accidentally deflect the wolf that was coming at me. And he was open for a death blow, but I was engaged with that other guy. I think these guys are respawning. I feel like that's what's going on here. I really can't say for sure. Another bite down. Is that something that we're supposed to take advantage of at this spot in the game? I am really not doing Mikiri counters like I should be doing. And I'm doing a lot of jumping. Let's see if we can make our way into the building, though. There should be a spot on the second floor, right? somewhere a spot on the second floor that we can use to get inside. There's a double death blow enemy inside that we can... Okay, there is a flute that is playing, which is, I don't think that's a shamisen. But I'm wondering if this is nevertheless the tune that was being heard by our buddy Jinseimon. It is so weird though that we could target the double death blow enemy through the door. Why was that a thing? I think it was just because it just happened to be, as we're getting arrows fired at us, I think it just happened to be that we were targeting an enemy. We were targeting an enemy here outside, and then the game just sort of auto-targeted to the next available target, which was the enemy inside. So we've gotten a little bit of a spoiler, a preview of the fact that there is another tough enemy ahead. Oh, there is somebody, a corpse that is dangling here. Oh shit, that definitely reminds me of the, makes me think of the upside down hunters in old Yarnum. This place is creepy as hell. I hate it. I hate it. I hate that those guys kind of disappear when you back away. But they don't have... That is nice, though, that their aggro radius is so short. So it does allow you to be a lot more... If you want to be patient and stealthy, you can do so. Oh, I ran right into you. I ran right into you, excuse me. Picking up some oil. Wonder if we can knock these down. What is the green thing? There is a green glow about these. Why is that the case? Doesn't seem like I'm able to easily knock them down, at least not with my sword. So I don't know if they're just there. They might just be there for decoration. Trying to make a scout around the perimeter here and pick up the items that I do see. Not get too ambushed and overwhelmed by the invisible enemies that are lurking around here. Okay, so second floor is what we want to head for here. Do we have a grapple point somewhere on this tree? I'm not seeing one at the moment. Could also be some items on this side. Yeah, so far I'm not seeing an opening here, but we did get the clue about the second floor that we need to look for. Just need to find the spot where we can elevate our position. This might be it. Maybe. Where is the next spot? Usually the game is pretty good about showing you the next spot to grapple to. Is it going to be up here in this tree? Where is it? They give you a grappling point here, but then there's no obvious follow-up. There's the place where we hugged the wall, and we know that back over there to the right, kind of in this direction, there is a Juzo the Drunkard, or maybe his cousin. Maybe we could get some more unrefined sake. I was just thinking about that, the fact that the game has given us now 3 copies of Monkey Booze, and maybe we can get a 3rd copy of unrefined sake. And we have the Sculptor and Emma and Ishin are the intended targets for those. Okay, we need to figure out where we're getting to the second floor, though. This is a little puzzling at the moment. Where in the heck do we find this? Like, I'm not seeing any other... Does it have to be through there? There is a ledge up in that direction, and I'm wondering if we are required... The game wants us to make our way past that drunkard enemy? Or do we even maybe have to defeat it in order to progress there? I guess that's what we have to do, because I am not seeing any way to make it up to this tree. There does not seem to be any grapple points from down below. And I think maybe that's where we have to get. We have to get up to that ledge. So let's start making our way back over here. Hopefully we don't run into any big groups of enemies. So we head up here. And there was I noticed there was an intermediate grapple point there, which I'm wondering if I can just use to run around this direction. And I just run around here and ignore those enemies for the moment. That's kind of what I want to do. I want to save that. I do want to go kill that drunkard enemy when I get the chance, but this I think is where I wanted to go for, because that gets us up to this ledge. Is there anything? Let me just make sure if there's anything further in this direction. I don't think so. This all feels like death down below. We can maybe... Let's just scout this out a little bit more before we head on. There is an item down there, and there's a spot to ledge hang. So I guess maybe we need to go... How do we do this? We can actually just make it to that ledge, right? Okay. Pellets. Thank you, remnants. Popping in there at the last moment. So where does this lead? It doesn't lead anywhere. I think we're just supposed to, like, drop down from there. That gets us to that spot. So we're sort of doing this in reverse. I can climb up. Okay. Go back up here. So when we want to, we can go back up here, and I think we can ninjutsu that monkey to start the battle with at least an ally. But we're not going to do that right now. Right now I want to go into the temple. Is it an abandoned temple? The old building with the sound of a flute. I'm not sure exactly what the instrument is called, but this looks like the way. Around for any other items or anything, but this seems to be the way to go. Can we make it actually up to the top? Maybe don't need to make it all the way up to the top. And then there is our hole to get in. There is the opening on the second floor, which I guess that's where we're gonna go. I was just searching if there was any... There's no grapple point to get up to the top. Maybe there's an item on the top, but I'll check that out later. For now, I think we have a double death blow enemy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Who is this? Wait, what the fuck? This is reminiscent. It's a little reminiscent of that centipede Sen-Un that we found back in Senpo. At least, not this particular enemy. I don't know what the hell you are, though. What in the hell? Those hands and this tail? What are you even? Makes me think of a little bit of Brainsucker from Bloodborne. But I was thinking, this scene, everything around, everything but the enemy kind of reminds me of Senpo Temple. You've got the dead monks on the side. You've got this this sort of altar in front. It's a little different, but it sort of made my brain go there. Can we... Are we sort of locked into this battle once we commit to things here? I guess I'm gonna go ahead and use a pellet. We do have 5 healing gourds, and I don't know exactly what... This is a brand new enemy. I don't know what's going to be effective in this scenario. Maybe we need to start with a little bit of Akko's Spirit Fall. But we do get at least a death blow to start. Mist Noble. Mist Noble. What the hell are you? Yo, we rack up. Okay, we racked up so much damage so quickly that I guess the fight is over and we get a lump of grave wax. Okay, I wasn't expecting things to go that easily, question mark. There is a huge plume of smoke that has happened, and the screen, the graphics are kind of glitching out a little bit. There's a little bit of Z fighting going on, I think. Okay. A lump of fatty wax that is formed inside the body and turned pitch black, used for occultic prosthetic tool upgrades of an advanced nature. A long-suffered illness will see the growth turn large and blacker still. It is customary to run water over the site of an extracted growth. Huh. So, I'm waiting for something else to happen? That felt so easy? Whoa. This illusion has dispelled. Is that what's happened? We got to take a closer look at you, though. I'm half expecting you to sort of come back to life because that was so easy. What in the hell? What in the hell are you? You kind of have like there's like a fish-like quality. Your hands sort of remind me of that one vendor that was in the, was it a barrel or a pot back in Hirata Estate? Mist Noble. I am so perplexed at what has just taken place. This entire this was all an illusion. This building is completely burnt to the ground. And yet we were seeing something completely different just a moment ago. Some more Yashiriku's sugar. Also, the mist has dispelled. Whoa. Whoa. The whole place looks completely different now. Oh my god. Does that mean all the illusions are gone? Are all the apparitions gone? I still hear footsteps. Maybe those are my footsteps. I feel like the apparitions might be gone now. This whole place was possessed. This whole place was completely flooded with what the Mist Noble was causing to be projected. That is strange as all get out. What is this as what am I looking at here? There's a... Oh, this is... What actually am I looking at here? So there was some sort of idol. I couldn't quite get a great look at it because of the part of the ceiling was in the way, or the roof structure. But there was like an idol that you were praying to, or playing the shamisen in front of, and it had all of these notes. All these notes that we've seen like back at the dilapidated temple, and also in Hirata Estate at the end with Lady Butterfly. Maybe I should look into this a little bit more. There might be some... This feels like some sort of religious aspect of Buddhism that I'm not familiar with. But it feels like these have all been sort of gathered up and put into this hole. Why is that? Heavy coin purse. Well, that was certainly... I'm kind of blown away. But that feels like now we might be able to go ahead and explore a little more thoroughly. Okay, I think what I want to do is I want to head back and check with Jinzemon. And I also maybe want to see whether those... Let's head back to our last communed idol. With the time that we've got left, I may not... I think we might still save that drunkard double death blow enemy for next time. And I might also want to re-explore everything here. We could talk to the guy that's by the... We could go over here very quickly and talk to this guy as well as Jinzemon. Maybe let's do that. Maybe let's head... There are the birds here that we'll, I guess, take care of real fast. Come here. Where are you at? I was hoping I could get like a plunging death blow there cleverly. Didn't quite work out the way that I wanted. Also... God damn it. Did that bird fall down? I think the bird fell down. Okay. Just making sure the birds don't get in our way here. They're just annoying enough. Huh. Is that the temple? The temple that we were at? You want to see Lord Buddha return there? Not too much more to glean from this guy. So let's head back then to... Let's go back to Jinzemon. We didn't find the shamisen, but we might have found the tune that he was talking about. That Miss Noble. Not sure if it was a lady or not. It's a little hard to tell. We can go. We can use the grapple point here. Now, can we go back? And are those illusions gone as well? No. So these illusions are still here. The Nightjar illusions. It is actually pretty good if you can hit them in the air. Hitting them in the air is not a bad move. He is gone, though. Jinzemon is no longer here. Could he have possibly gone to the temple that we were just at? Is that possible that if we had just sort of reloaded the game, we would have gotten that? Let's quickly head back there and see. Oh, okay. So I did not find Jinzemon here, but there is a way forward now, isn't there? This was completely blocked before, I think. This place was not here. I do not remember. This was just completely blocked. So this might be... I'm a little worried there might be like a boss fight that we're getting into. I'm just seeing if there's a sculptor's idol that I can see anywhere. But this feels like, yeah, this is the next way forward. And we're dealing with... There's actually quite a valley here, isn't there? I'm seeing like some structures in the distance. Surely there would be a sculptor's idol here, right? Surely that's what they would give us. I am actually not seeing one, so I guess we'll have to find that next time, because I think this is where I am going to go ahead and wrap up this installment of Sekiro. What an adventure. We're making progress. I do want to maybe quickly check one more time at this this drunkard enemy and see if the drunkard is still here, because I don't think those were illusions. The monkeys and whatnot, they didn't seem like they were illusions. Yeah, they're still here. So we've got this guy to take care of. Maybe we can get a fourth prayer bead, but that is going to be for next time. We did manage to take out several of repeat enemies that we've seen before, the Shichimen Warrior and Headless, although a different... It looks like we might have several Headless enemies still to work through, even though their moves are kind of the same. But we also found the Miss Noble, and we dispelled the fog in the the hidden forest, the shady hidden forest, and now we have a path forward into who knows where. And I am very much looking forward. There were so many cool things happening in this game, so many crazy things that confuse the hell out of me sometimes, but many mysteries still to be solved, and that will be where we will be heading next time. Thank you all very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.